Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. Welcome back. We're going to have some more fun today. Well, going to try anyway. So, you guys once again gave me all sorts of excellent comments, and yeah, we're going to try a few things. I've got some answers for you. A lot of people said hook up the windmill to the gears. Unfortunately, that is not possible at all. The windmill will not hook up to anything. It's kind of fake mechanics, if you will. Unless an item is designed to connect into the system, it will not connect. There's no actual game rotation going on. It looks like rotation, but it's not actual rotation, if you catch my meaning. It's just animation. And so, yeah, unfortunately, there were a lot of people that were very disappointed when that feature came out, but it's still fun. It's a fun mechanic, and I like having it there. It would be cool if you could attach things to it. But, alas, it is not an option. There were lots of other suggestions. Several of them simply won't work, unfortunately. They're great ideas if the game would allow, but they're not going to work. Speaking of one that will maybe work, there's actually a video of a guy that used some of the gears to start work on a clock. His name is Ivan, and I'm going to put a link down in the description, but he's done quite a fantastic job of starting out to get some of the mechanics going to make a clock. I don't think he ever actually finished it. It would be quite a thing to try to make a clock out of this. I mean, yeah. But I did see this suggestion here. Maybe not make a clock, but maybe make a sundial. And I really like that idea. I've never made a sundial like in the real world. I kind of have a vague idea of how they work. I mean, it's basically you figure out, you know, where your shadow is at certain times of the day, and then as the sun moves, the shadow moves and marks out different locations and that kind of thing. The best way to do that, I think, is to basically just mark as the day goes out. So we'll find a spot, we'll make a little stick. I'm sure there's a special name for a sundial stick, but we're going to try it. We know which way's north. Does that matter with a sundial? Where are we going to put this thing? Maybe up on the top floor here? Up here? Can I make a sundial here? Maybe? I didn't bring any parts to do this. Okay, let's see. Let's start with a round timber. I think that makes sense, right? I'm just going to slap it down there. I don't know how accurate that is. It's completely off. Doesn't matter. And then what if we use like little things like this? So that's, I don't know, what time of day is that? I have no idea. We're just going to mark a location here. So that thing, the end of the sundial stick is there at that time. Wow. Quality sundial, Epic. Quality. Yeah. So later on, we're going to actually come back and we'll just kind of stick some down and get some feels for, you know, how this shadow moves. Is it just me or is that getting longer? Oh, of course it's getting longer. The sun's setting. Yeah. What if I put a bed up here? I want to put a bed up here. It's nice to sleep out under the stars anyway. Or the heat of the sun. So now we should see that moving pretty quickly. Look at that. Oh. Ha! And as I get out of bed, I fall down a floor. Well, yeah. So let's sleep through the night. Okay, that's pretty cool looking, you got to admit. Oh. Epictetus woke up. All right. So here's the other end of my sundial over here. And it's the shadow is off the edge. So as it comes up, I'm going to put it there. Sundial makers in ancient times would have loved the ability to accelerate the night like that. Okay, I'm bored. Let's go make something else. So I've been dying to try to use the gears and the trains together. So I want to actually place down some gears and play with some stuff. Actually, I'm going to need gears to place down gears. So I'm going to go grab some. So one of the things I was thinking is these gear racks. If I place these down... oh, you can... Oh, wait, no, that's not going to work over here. Yeah, okay. So this right here is a straight track, and I could place gears down straight on this. But these over here are these curved tracks, and they're a completely different type of entity. You can't place anything on the tracks themselves. You can place things next to, but then trying to line them is not realistic. So there are a lot of people that were asking me to place these tracks or these racks in the middle or that kind of thing, and that would work as long as it's straight tracks like this, and those are a different kind of object. Also, I'm realizing that if I want to play with a train, I'm going to need a train to play with. So let me go get mine that I left out in the middle of nowhere over there. Oh, that's right. I had a load of timber to take up. Let's see if we can get it up there. Oh, I should also mention the breaking contest. So we're working right now on scheduling a time when all the contestants can be in the same place at the same time. And in the meantime, I'm just going to continue my regular stuff. Also, of all things, Cosmic Chimp actually came up with what may end up being the best breaking solution. I am shocked too, but you know what? You set down some chimps at typewriters and they'll write the 1812 overture. So it's something like that. Yeah, I want to run this load over to the top of the hill here. We're going to try to come to a stop. We'll see if that works. And if we can't, well, then we'll just take it all back to the fortress and bring it back at another time. Aha! Yay. Okay. So I'm going to unload these timbers over here somewhere. All right, check this out. This is crazy. Oh, hello. Come on now. So you put a rope eye plate on here somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Just throw it there. And then we place a weight just somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Put another rope on that. And then we attach the two. Okay? And then we'll see. That should at least slow this thing down, but it might actually stop it. I mean, it definitely slows it down. That's nice. Okay, but it's not really stopping it. But it's slowing it down enough for me to keep up with it, almost. Almost. Oh. Oh, well. So more than likely that actually, come to think of it, there's a pretty decent chance that has actually made it all the way back to the base. Or maybe not yet, but it's probably soon going to, depending on the weight. There may not have been enough weight for it to do that. Got to get that momentum going, you know? I should have realized. It stopped right here. I'm not going to complain. Just going to bring this up to right about here. And maybe stop. So this brake actually does work with less of a load, but it doesn't handle a large load apparently. So there you go. We've answered that question. Let's go up and make another mark up here. Where are we? We're approaching... We're approaching midday. So we'll have to see. That's not going to be a very good clock. Alright, so here's my thought. I would love to be able to make something that would lift this completely off the tracks and store it kind of directly above the tracks, so I can have multiple trains and store one above and have another one that can pass through, and then set this one back down. So I could do this the simple way, which would be to attach rope eye hooks to the top and connect ropes and use a winch to lift it up. But I kind of want to use something like this. Ooh, that's taller than... Oh, that's right. There's smaller ones. Okay. Like, what if we drove this in and then there were gears set to lift that? And that's not going to work. I mean, it would work, but you'd have to line it up just perfectly. Would I be able to put a plank underneath this that this could drive over? No. Could I have, like, jaws that close and slide planks underneath? That would be interesting. Or even, it doesn't have to be jaws. It could actually be from one side. So if I had a pivot right about here, and then an angle out, and then something that kind of slid underneath, and then you could lift it. Okay, I'm getting a feel for this. So let's throw in a couple of timbers so that we can start working on this. All right, so let's do... Actually, we'll do a regular catch block. I'm going to place it... And this is going to be the pivot that everything rotates on, I guess. And then I need to figure out just the right location. Does that look right? No. Oh. See, I can't place it there. Huh. That's the closest I can put it. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to design this around 3 carts. There we go. And we'll probably end up having to change that. That's okay. Now, as soon as I put this on, this whole thing's going to rotate, which is fine. I wanted that one longer. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to try and put like a fork on the bottom of that. So I want one there, and I want another one here. Yeah. And then I wonder if I'll be able to do one more here. Like that. Maybe. Of course, now I'm realizing that even if I get that fork under there, I'm not going to be able to lift this whole structure as is because it's attached to the ground. But we'll probably detach this and attach it to a movable mechanism that can be lifted up into the attic space. So if I try and just do this with muscle, it works perfectly. And that's funny. Okay. However, I need it to stay. Gimme. Now this... the lock and catch block actually works. Nice. Is that going to hit the ground when I do this? Probably. Yeah, it hit the ground. Okay. So we could try it again with smaller forks. They only need to be maybe 2 shorter, but I have a feeling that if they're 2 blocks shorter, when we try and lift this, the whole thing is going to fall. Instead of pivoting, I could slide it in somehow. Ooh, this is going to get complicated. Okay, I'm going to take this whole thing apart. This is good experimentation, people. So I feel like what I actually need is a structure, an entire, like, structure, like a C-shaped structure that will slide in and then be lifted up, that kind of surrounds the train. I think if I were to place these like here and another one, is that the longest one? Yeah. And then we place another one at the end. Why are you not wanting to place on the end? Okay. Here. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. So if we had 2 of these, so like this rack and then another pair of racks on this side, and then a whole structure with our forks pointing in. Oh, except for it wouldn't be here. It'd be more like there. And then we had big gears that pushed these in and pulled them out. I guess the gears would be more here. Oh, that's backward. There, that's better. So I'm also going to want a little bit of a like a track for this to slide in. Here, get out of the way. I need to put something in here. There we go. That should keep it up high enough so it'll stay straight, if I can get it onto that. There we go. Come on. Come on. Yeah. That's what I want. Haha. There we go. So now we should be able to roll that back and forward. Yeah. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, so we'll probably have to do some gearing or something on that to make it easier to turn. And some people sent me some really good suggestions for how to do gearing, which is awesome. Thank you. There we go. And we should be able to now attach one of the teeth. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. It's okay. I can also just push it, right? I can just... maybe... Okay, you're in my way. Get out of here. There we go. No, don't fall off. Do not fall off. I need to put something in that stops that from falling. And at least it won't fall off as easily with that. Oh, and that did a nice job of lifting this part up, too. Excellent. Trying to think of how to keep this from sliding off without blocking. So I can put a little something there. And then that might work. Okay, so I'm just going to shove this for right now because it seems to work better than the gear. Yeah, look at that. That is exactly what I wanted it to do, except that part. Don't do that part. Okay, no, because you're not going to be able to slide past that now. Okay, so let's see. Can I roll this back? Come on. Go. Go. Yeah. Go. Keep going. Definitely not the final solution, that's for sure. So how am I going to tip that? If I were to place that there... Oh, well, that alone did it. Hey, that worked out pretty well. Okay. And hopefully when this is moved all the way in, it'll slide underneath all... Look at that. That is basically exactly what I want. It'll slide a little bit further in, and then we should be able to lift it up. Just have to lift the whole rack up. I'm probably going to want to change the way I've done those little catches and things, just to make sure that they're right. But this should be fine for now. So now this whole thing should slide in and out. Again, I'm probably going to need a lot more strength behind whatever mechanism I use. If I grab it right from the middle, can I pull this thing out? No. And now that I've added a whole bunch of weight, I'm betting this won't work anymore at all. Yeah, okay. Well, let's try something a little stronger then. Let's take one of these guys. One of these. I've already got some rope. And, oh, sun's setting again. You know, one of the other things I wanted to see about this sundial is how the seasons change. Because I know that the angle, see that as the sun is setting, it's in a different position than the last time. Of course, it hasn't, you know, gotten down. We'll wait for that to get a little bit lower, and then I'm going to place a block where it is. But the seasons seem to be changing and moving, and that's interesting. Oh, that was silly. I was waiting. That's not how shadows work. I'll just put that there, and we'll take a look. Oh, actually, we'll sleep through the night. That. Oh! Ow! What? Don't throw me that far. It hasn't moved quite a bit, but it's moved somewhat. We'll go ahead and set that there. It's really interesting. Okay. And then, oh, I don't have a hand thingy. This thing, the hand crank wheel. I need one of those. Place that there. We need one of these guys. Oh, sure. Touch that to that. This is just kind of for testing, so it's gonna be a little wonky, but yeah, that's kind of not what I meant by wonky, but whatever. Yeah, I probably should put that a little lower, huh? So you might end up having to hook up rope drums on either side, or try and get the gearing set up. So like if I had another gear like that one over here on the same beam, we wouldn't be creating as much angular force, you know, like, and twisting it in its slot. Let's see if this will move it at all. Yeah. So I think I can just shove this. And it does move. That's good. Play with some stuff. So if I put a really big gear here, and I put a small gear next to it, theoretically I should be able to turn it easier. Notice the question marks in my voice. Let's see. What's the biggest gear we can make again? Let's see if we can make a 17. We're going to need a lot of timber for that. That's going to take a while. Okay. In the meantime, let's start working on the actual, like, thing that's going to hold this. Here, stick that there. And I have no idea how far up this is going to have to be. Actually, I really should be able to count, right? So if I look and I go from the center, that's going to be that's 1. So 17 diameter, which means it's 8 from the center. So let's go. Of course, this is in the middle of these two, so kind of have to count this funny. but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to have to go, well, no, 7.5-ish. Did I count from... Yeah, actually, that might be just right. If not, it's just one higher than that. And perfect timing. Yeah, one higher. Okay. I can do that. Really? No? No, that should be right. Look. You can see at the bottom that those teeth are just barely not. Yeah, okay, they're just in the wrong position. So we got to pull this, either push it forward or pull it back. Let's see if we can pull that back a little bit. Nope. Okay, well, let's do this then. There we go. And hopefully this will have enough strength to make this happen. Totally. And look at that. That thing is huge. Actually, if we use this, we won't be able to drive the train anymore into that space. So we'll have to move it. But for now, I just want to see how well this works. Now, can I just drive it straight from this? No. This is where the gear reduction stuff comes in. And this is where my brain starts hurting. And you guys are going to make fun of me, and I'm okay with that because I never claimed to be smart. Just crazy. Extended, and then we're going to put a little tiny guy on that. I mean, is that... I think that's what we're thinking, is use the smallest one possible now. And the small one will have to turn around a lot of times, but that means that it won't, like, it won't need as much power, you know? And that's not right. That's not right at all. No, I didn't want a 3. I want a 5. There we go. Sure, why not? We'll give it a try. There's something wrong with the way I'm thinking, and it's one of those you should know better situations. I know it is. Like I'm doing it completely backward or something. For some reason, gear ratios have always eluded me. I look at them and I go, oh, well, that makes sense. And then I try to do it, and it always throws me off. Okay, for now, because I want to actually make some progress, and then you guys can make fun of me in the comments and tell me what to do right. For now, I'm going to actually just do this with ropes. Hey. Oh, no, it's working. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's right. I need to actually disconnect that and then pull on it. Otherwise, it thinks it's at maximum. No? That's not what's going on. If I pull this out, will it help? I think that disconnected more than I wanted it to. Yeah, sure did. If you've ever done prototyping, this is all going to look very familiar. Okay, let's see if we can pull this in further. Yes, I can, and it slides perfectly. Until it falls off. That's not what I wanted. Okay. I mean, I should have known that was going to happen. But that's approximately the location that I want this. So let's go back over and attach this to here. We'll go unlock this. A lot of running back and forth with this one. And then we'll pull this in, and we're going to reset that. Oh, I got rid of my skids. That's what happened. And I just realized that if I lift that right now, that framework, each one of these cars is slightly off, and since they're connected by an elastic connection, if they're out of balance, so for example, this one right here, the pivot point is there, this one's going to tip backward. This one will also tip backward, and this one will tip forward, and these two could end up kind of in a V pattern and falling through the gap in between, which is not what I want. Okay, so this is giving me ideas for how to do this whole thing better, and that's what's important. So now we're at the stage where we take the whole thing apart and do it all over again, but better. Okay, all of this is wrong. I'm going to leave these, because these seem to actually work. So I'll leave those the way they are. But what we need is we need planks in 2 positions on each car. Does that look about right? Looks about right. It's a good thing that structural integrity is not an issue on small grids. Otherwise, this whole thing would become crashing down. So the idea is that this whole thing will basically encapsulate the train and then lift it up. Now, so what's interesting is if I make a structure to lift this whole thing upward, between that, and the one that lifts it up, I should be able to pretty much put it in any position on this plane. This plane along this way, which means I should be able to kind of move it in and out of position without much of a problem, eliminating really my need for any gears. It's amazing how often I come up with an idea and then I go, I don't really need gears to do it. Oh well, I really want to use gears for something, but I never seem to need it. Oh, I missed noon. I was going to go and check on my sundial at noon, and didn't happen. So looking at this, we can definitely say we're south of the equator, right? Yeah, because that's north, and that means the equator is there, and all of my marks have been to this side. See, I do understand some things. Okay. I'm not running back. There. Okay, I at least want to play with this idea of lifting it up. But then I think next episode we're going to need to work on an upper area and probably framing the top of this whole thing. Something like that. So attach that to there. That to there. And let's see what happens. Now, can I reach that from here? No, of course not. That would be too easy. Okay, let's do it from here. Okay. And that's too high. Okay, I just want this a little bit off the ground. Like a tiny bit. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. Beautiful. Okay, so in future versions, I want to move that to the left just a little bit. Let's go ahead and hook this up so that we don't end up having it slide. Beautiful. That is tight. Now it's just a matter of lifting that thing up while standing here. Okay. Okay, so I definitely need the roof to be higher than that. I probably need to lift it from 2 different locations. But I have succeeded in getting that thing off the ground. That is not on the track anymore. That is elsewhere. And if I lift it from 2 different locations and I go another floor up and maybe a few other adjustments, I should be able to make this thing actually do something. Oh, the strange things I do. Should we go see if our sun is in a different position than it was the day before? It is. So each day I'm going to go ahead and mark the position, and I'm going to see what the extent of the change is. I'm just curious. Where are we in the world? Hang on, I want to see something really quick. Oh, well, there's part of our issue, is we are actually practically right on the equator. I mean, literally, this is the equator. I mean, that right there is the equator. So sundials don't work very well at equators. So, yeah. What do you think of my crazy contraptions? Hit a thumbs up if you like them. Hit a thumbs up if you don't like them, but you watched to the end of the video anyway. Or don't hit thumbs up at all. You know, it's cool. And, you know, comments are always welcome. Love comments. They're the best. And I suck at outros. I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.